Hey everybody, my name is Mike, and in the eastern part of Shadowmoon Valley, which is located in Outlands, you'll find Black Temple, a level 70 raid that was supposed to be the last raid in Burning Crusade, but was the, I think it's the predecessor? I don't know. The raid before Sunwell Plateau, which was just used, Sunwell was just a content filler, but this was supposed to be the last raid, and it's level 70 like I said, and in there you can farm the Warglaives of Azzinoth, which I'm currently wearing, or I was wearing as I was flying here. Both Warglaives have a 5% drop rate, and they can be used by warriors, rogues, death knights, and monks as of Mists of Pandaria. And in this video, I'm just going to be showing you basically how to get to Illidan Stormrage, the final boss, which drops both Warglaives. Now, the offhand, I'll just say right now, the offhand's a little bit more frequent. I don't know why everyone usually gets that one first, so if you get the main hand, cool, congrats for you. But yeah, in this video I'm showing you how to basically maneuver around in Black Temple because it is a fairly large area and it's pretty confusing if you've never been there before. I know it was confusing the first time I went there, so that's why I keep my map open and I do show you how to get around to places. So if you need it, there you go. So in this level, or in this video, I am soloing it. I think I have a 516 eye level, and I go over my gear, my spec, and all that at the end of the video. And I do loot everything in this video, and I do highly recommend looting because you can make a decent amount of coin in this raid. I know that each boss, that was the first boss over there, by the way. Wow, I was supposed to say by the way twice. There's something really special to him. Before he used to like throw a spike on a random raid member. You had to right click that spike and then throw it at the boss or something like that. Basically the spike would incapacitate the player, and then once you right clicked it, they would be good to go. Once you get into these pipes, once you get out of these pipes, you can mount up. But what was I talking about before? Yeah, I don't know, but oh yeah, looting. You can make a lot of coin here because each boss drops 10 gold in addition to loot that sells for anywhere between 2 to like 14 gold. So and if you're an enchanter, the enchanting materials can sell for a lot. I know void crystals or whatever they're called go for like 18 silver to like 6 gold on my server. So for this next boss, Supremus, he just does like a blue fire on the ground, so don't stand in that. And I know some people are gonna ask how I made all my UI disappear a few seconds ago, and that's just Alt Z. You press those two buttons, and then in that order. Or you'll press Z as you're holding Alt, you'll be able to hide your screen, and you can just have nothing on it and take cool screenshots and stuff like that. And each bosses drop patterns and stuff and whatnot. These two packs, sometimes you can avoid them depending on if you're lucky. Of course, for the video, everything that I would have liked not to pull, kind of pulled. I usually just pull all these guys all together and go around the corners so I can line of sight to any casters, and then I just kill them right away. What you can do is that if you see Akama right behind me, that little rogue or stealth NPC, if you talk to that person, they'll start the boss fight, and you can kind of get going on the boss fight. But I decided not to, just so it wasn't confusing. I said, wait, what did he do? How did he start the fight? So I go ahead and loot these, and then as I was saying, you're gonna talk to Akama, and I do slow it down when I start fights, so that way it's not hard to understand. So you just talk to him, he's going to start walking, and then there's a few more trash packs in the room that you can clear off as he's doing that. But as you'll see on the altar, there's a few channelers that I'm about to go attack. Those channelers are, these ones right here, are casting something at the boss, and once you get rid of all of them, the boss starts walking towards Akama, and then he becomes attackable, and you can kill him. So, and this boss has really nothing to do with him. As you see, I just saw, alright, wow, as you see, I just killed all the channelers, and now he's walking towards Akama as I'm clearing up the ads I had spawned. And more ads do spawn throughout the fight, not that big of a deal. And then once the boss is spawned, once the boss becomes attackable, it's fairly easy to kill. Loot him and then get going to the next area. So I do have both my Warglaives. If you saw the video of me getting my main hand I think it was a week ago that I posted it. Well, but I'm commentating this as a week ago. It didn't take that many runs, it took about 25 runs, so it wasn't that bad, and Black Temple wasn't that, I don't know. I always never mind it. Wow, I never minded it. I always never minded it. I can't really speak ever. This trash pack, again, is another one that you can skip, but of course they pulled. And so I never really minded Black Temple. I like that. First time, like, if you're wondering, the Ash Tongue Death's Warren reputation that you get from this place, you can get exalted in like 3 to 5 runs. If you do a full clear, like all the trash, it's probably about 3 to 4, 2 to 4 runs maybe you can get exalted. It's pretty easy reputation. And I don't know, I just like Black Temple. It always has like this epic and grand scale to it. It just feels big, and Illidan's an awesome fight regardless of if it's just super easy now or not. I just love Illidan, and I have a soft spot for BC. I think anyone's gonna have a soft spot for when they started, because I started in Burning Crusade, and I'll talk about that in a second. But this boss, he doesn't have that many mechanics that I know of, at least at level 90. I know at one point when I used to run this with other people at level 85 and level 80, I think, he would cast like this 1 minute debuff on someone. When that debuff ran out, I believe that person died. But he's never casted that on me. As long as I've run this solo. So once I just kill him, it's no big deal. And then, so as I was saying, I started in BC, and I started a month after BC started. So I made my warrior February of 2007, and I started off the reason. By the way, I don't know. I always find. So I don't know if people were like, why are you talking about this when it's not Black Temple? Just because there's not much to talk about in terms of the video, so I want to make sure that I'm doing something. But I started in February of 07, and I made a warrior, and it was a very slow start because I didn't know there was quests in the game until about Wetlands level like 20, right? So I didn't know there was quests in the game until about then, and I was buying all my gear from vendors, like, oh my god, this game sucks. So I grinded out the first 20 levels in BC, so it was still pretty bad. And I remember I went on like quits. I quit like a few times to do that, and then after Wetlands, like, this game isn't just, I just don't want to play this anymore. And then somehow I figured out that there was quests, and I started playing it a little bit more often, and then I just got addicted. And these guys over here, when you go over here, these guys, after you kill the guy I just killed, the boss I just previously killed, everyone becomes friendly here. But before you kill him, they are all enemy NPCs. So, and they're stealth. So don't get hit by those. You don't have to kill the bosses in this order. But this is just the way I run it. And so if you're gonna come over to the Halls of Anguish, which is where I am right now first, and you're gonna go through that area where I was talking about the stealth NPCs, just make sure you're weary of that. And this next boss is actually probably the only boss that is challenging, and this pack again is another pack you can skip. This pack is actually weekend, like every other week they'll pull, so I guess this was the week to pull. But this next boss is annoying because there's three faces, two I guess, and the first face is nothing. You don't really worry about anything in that face. The second face is the one that troubles everyone, and I'll talk about that in a second. The third face is nothing. I just like to blow all my cooldowns on the first face. So this one right here, I just blow them all because why not? It gives them more time to cool down for the next boss, and I'm not going to use them for the second phase. Do not use if you're a warrior, if you're anyone, don't use your cooldowns and blow the crap out of the second phase, because what happens in the second phase, and I've let this boss go basically when I'm not killing these ads that spawn between phases, I show the entire fight just so you can kind of get a hold of it, and so I have time to talk about it. And I also died when I was making this video. Because what happens after under 20%, I executed and I one-shot myself. So when in this phase, this second phase, you see I'm hovering over the debuff in the top left. The damage you deal to the boss is replicated back to you. So you can, if you pop, I've once popped all my cooldowns, did Dragon Roar, and one-shotted myself. So this fight is impossible without Second Wind. And you want to make sure you're very, very, very careful as to how much DPS you're doing when you get under 35%. Always use Bloodthirst, because that basically heals you. It's not that bad. Dredden, she casts it, not that big of a deal. Spirit Shock, I believe it's called. Interrupt that because it disorients you for a few seconds. It used to be that this Spirit Shot was cast all the time, like cast after cast after cast. And but luckily they nerfed that. But once you get to you can slowly burn the boss down until you get to 35% if you're a warrior, and then let Second Wind do its job. Once you're above 35%, go back to some DPS. If you need to, you can kite the boss around, maybe even heroic leap out of the way so you have time without taking damage. Otherwise, Bloodthirst when it's up, and then you have enough health not to die. And don't execute. Please, for the love of God, don't execute. Rallying Cry also helps in that phase if you're low or you need health. And then once you kill the second phase, you're good. Basically, if you can kill that boss, you are set to clear Black Temple. And if you want to come kill that boss first, just to kind of get it done and over with, go for it. That is definitely the worst fight of this entire raid, at least solo. Even actually not even like even with other people, that fight is still pretty annoying. Well, actually, I don't know, because I haven't done it. Like the last time I did it with someone else was when Spirit Shock was cast after cast, and I remember one time I took like I think 5 people or something, and I was the only interrupter, so I had 1 interrupt. So I interrupted Spirit Shock, and then I had like 10 seconds or something left on my cooldown, and it was just Spirit Shock after Spirit Shock, and it ended up being that everyone was disoriented for the entire, like we died from just being disoriented that much. So I'm really happy they took that out, because that would have just been impossible to solo, at least as a warrior. And this is a video that I'm kind of showing everyone how to get to Illidan and giving general pointers, but I'm also trying to speak specifically to warriors because that's what I am, and that's what I do. And this boss, he doesn't, again, I guess every boss doesn't do much. He puts two stacking debuffs on you that deal damage over time, and one of them is called Blood Boil, and I believe Blood Boil, no, I don't think Blood Boil is the one. I think the other one, the one that has the rend image, is the one that decreases your armor by some numerical amount. It's not percentage, it's like every by 1,000, 2,000 as it stacks, so it's not that bad. And after he dies, both of those debuffs stay on for the duration that's left on them, so make sure that if you have some food and you're going really low, you might want to eat some if you don't think Second Wind's going to keep you up. Then after you kill him, you're going to come back the way you came, back into the halls where you have those stealth mofos just chilling around, and you're going to go to the last 3 bosses, I think, of the raid. Oh, and just so you know, you can't go, there's a doorway here where I'm killing these ads behind me. There's a doorway, and that doesn't open until you've cleared every boss before, like every boss that I just cleared, you have to kill all of them to get to this door, or have this door open, so that sucks. But, and of course the servant pulls. What I was saying was, overall this raid actually took me about, usually takes me about 30 to 45 minutes. I think the raw video of this, including flying there, doing my glyphs and spec at the end all in one shot, it was about a 45-minute raw video. So, you know, give or take a few minutes, and that's how long this run took rather. Of course, it's going to depend how long this raid takes is going to depend on not only your eye level, how quickly you can clear things, how your luck on what you pull and what you don't pull, and basically your knowledge of the place. Like if it's your first time ever in Black Temple, you're probably going to be in there for a little over an hour, just kind of going like, where do I go next? So, you know, no big deal. And once you do it once or twice, you'll, like, I guess by the 3rd or 4th time, I think I was pretty familiar with the place, and then definitely by the 6th and 7th time, I was like, I knew my way around. So, yeah, and I don't know if you guys find it annoying or not, but I do leave my map open on the left, as you've seen throughout the video, and that's just so you see exactly where I am, exactly where I'm going. I feel like that helps you orient yourself within the raid. And I know that if just for me, when I make videos, I make them how would I want to see them. So the reason I speed things up is because you don't need to see me taking 5 minutes to kill a boss or taking my sweet ass time walking to the next area, when I can just speed that up, because you still see exactly where I'm going, exactly how I got there, exactly what I'm killing and what I'm not killing, but it's just quicker. The video is less, it's less for me to render, it's less for me to commentate, and it's less for you to watch and waste your time on. It gives you more time to spend your life living. And by the way, in these stairs, when you see those sentinels, go the other stairs. So basically when there's usually two sets of stairs, wherever there is a sentinel, go the other way. And of course, these guys over here pull. They do have like a stupid aggro radius, so oh well. But yeah, I like to make those. That's how I like to make my videos. And another thing is, what was I talking about? So I talked about the speeding up. I talked about oh yeah, and so if I was watching a video on how to do a raid, but I'd never been there, and I wasn't really familiar with the area, I personally would appreciate having a map open, so that way I could refer back to not only the video, but like, okay, the area looks familiar, let's take a look at the map. Okay, the map is exactly the same, that's where I am. Okay, so that would help me, so that I'm hoping it helps you. For this second last boss, the person on the far right, Lady Malando, whatever. I usually, by the way, if you want to, I'd recommend saving all your cooldowns, just AoEing everybody down here. They do share a health pool, so it's not that bad. The person on the far right, lady, whoever, she's actually a healer, and she'll cast Circle of Healing, which if you have DBM, it's going to tell you a whole bunch of stuff, so I misinterpreted one of the messages, like, oh, time to interrupt, but it wasn't. So Circle of Healing will obviously heal people, heal everyone, but it doesn't heal for a lot, so you're not that... So if you don't interrupt, then you're not going to die or anything. This fight is actually pretty intense. You can get pretty low on health, and I guess it's another one after that stupid boss that you need to kind of worry about. But after you kill them, Akama's going to come back, and you're going to talk to him, and he's going to run you up here, and then you're going to basically run up to the final boss, Illidan, and you're going to wait for Akama to come up the stairs with you, and then you're going to talk to Akama one more time for the third and final time of this raid, and then he's going to start Illidan after a while. It's like a 30-second wait for the RP to start, which I cut out for you because who needs to see that? Who cares? So the first phase, I just kill Illidan normally. It's not hard. I leave my cooldowns for the second phase, which he does right now. He flies up in the air and then he throws his Warglaives to the ground, spawning two green things. These things right here, these Flames of Azzinoth, and these things can actually hurt. They've dropped me down to about 10% pretty quickly. That might have been just the fire they spawned, the green fire that they spawned that isn't in this video because I killed them quick enough. But just, that's why I like to pop my cooldowns in this phase, because no other phase is really long enough for my cooldowns to be active that long, nor is any other phase as damage intensive on me that I need to pop all my cooldowns. So, and I do only pop my offensive cooldowns. I don't think I use my defensive cooldowns like Rallying Cry and Retaliation too often in this video, or in this raid in general. But after you kill those guys, you kill Illidan a little bit more, and then he's going to freeze you for about 30 seconds, and then he's going to transition into the final phase where you kill him with the help of Maiev or whoever that person's name is, and after that he's going to have some, like, another 20 seconds of RP, and then you can loot him and hopefully you got the Warglaives. So there you go. And he didn't drop the Warglaives this time, but oh well, it's fine. I already got them. So I'm going to be showing you my gear now, and I just show you it just so you, because I know a lot of people like to ask, oh, what's your gear? Let me see your gear. So I do show that, and most of it's like basically heroic scenario gear. I have about 516, I think, eye level in this video. So it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I don't have anything upgraded for Valor, but I do just have the basic cool stuff. And then after that, I show you my talents and then my glyphs. So I did respect to Second Wind, of course, for this because it isn't doable with just Victory Rush. But I left my talents the same. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something, and I wish you the best of luck running this place if you're going to be running it for your Warglaives. I love you all. Have a great day, and you are very, very beautiful. Goodbye.